Good morning, third graders. I hope that everyone did a super amazing job on their quiz on Monday, and I hope that you are ready to start a brand new topic, which is division. So your materials that you will need for today: 1 is your pencil, 2, a notebook, and lastly, you will need markers or crayons to represent your counters. So go ahead, grab your materials, pause the video right here, and I will see you in a little bit. All right, our objectives for today. First off, our standard. Like I said, we are starting a brand new topic with division. So our standard has changed from 30A1 to 30A2, which is interpreting whole number quotients of whole numbers. And our I can statement for today, I would like for everybody to read it out loud with me. I can understand the meaning of the unknown as the size of the group in division. Great job, you guys. So our vocabulary. We have some new words because we are starting a brand new topic. First is division or divide. When we divide, it simply means that we are splitting into equal groups or parts, and we call that fair share. And that would be like if I have 24 cookies and I want to share them with all of you. In order to make sure that everyone gets a fair share, I would split my cookies into equal groups between all of you so that everyone has the same amount. Next, the word dividend. Everyone say that word out loud with me. Dividend. Great job. The dividend is the amount that you want to divide up, which is our total. And you will see what that looks like in just a moment. Next is the word divisor. Everyone say that word, divisor. The number we divide by, and the divisor can either 1, be the number of groups, or 2, the size of the groups. I remember those phrases. Let's read a little bit more. And our last vocabulary word is quotient. Everyone say quotient. Quotient. Awesome. So the quotient is the answer to a division problem. And the quotient can either 1, be the number of groups, or 2, the size of the groups. There goes those 2 phrases again. Sounds like division is somehow going to link to multiplication. Let's see. So here are some visual representations of our vocabulary words. Over here to the left, I have provided you with the division symbol. It looks like 2 dots split with a line in between the 2 of them, and that is how we show division. And then over here, I gave you guys a visual representation of how I would divide. So if I have 12 chocolates and 3 friends want to share them, how do I divide the chocolates? What I would do is I would take my dividend, which is my total, or how many I have in all, which is 12, and then I would divide it by the divisor, which is how many people, and then my quotient would be how many pieces of chocolate each person got. So the answer is 12 divided by 3 is 4. 12 is the dividend, 3 is the divisor, and 4 is my quotient. And you'll see what that looks like in just a moment. So now it is time for our I do. And remember, for the I do, and you guys watch. So pay attention carefully. All right, so we're going to start off with a word problem today, you guys. Let's read this problem out loud. Yesterday, Mrs. Farquharson bought a new pack of 18 markers. She shared them with me by dividing them into two equal groups. Now I have a bunch of new markers for making our charts. Do you want to know how many she gave me? Well, do you guys? I do. So, what are we trying to find? Are we trying to find the number of groups or the size of the groups? We're trying to find the size of the groups. Our 18 counters, and I'm going to use crayons today, are going to represent our markers. Let's divide these 18 crayons into two equal groups by giving one to me and then giving one to Mrs. Farquharson. Okay? One for me, one for her. 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 One for me, and one more for her. How many crayons are in each group? Let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 counters in each group. So how many markers did Mrs. Farquharson give me? 9 markers. Let's write a number sentence to show our work starting from the beginning. What was our total number of counters that we had? What was the total number of counters? What is 9 plus 9? Yes, 18. And we divided our 18 crayons into how many equal groups? How many equal groups do we have here? 2. If 18 is our total and 2 represents our equal groups, then remind me, what does our unknown factor represent? Yes, the size of the groups. And what was the size of the groups again? Awesome. 9. 18 divided by 2 equals 9. This is a division equation. In a division equation, like we saw in our vocabulary, we start off with our total, which is called a quotient. Excuse me, the dividend. We start off with our total, that is called the dividend. Then we divide it by the number of groups, which is called the divisor. And then we get our answer, which is called a quotient. And that can be the size of the groups. Let's look at another problem. Let's look at this new problem. Mrs. Farquharson has 15 markers that she shares with 3 teachers. How many markers will each teacher get? So if I want to share with 3 other people, that means that I need to divide. And when we divide, we engage in what is called a fair share. So I need to share them with 3 different teachers. 15. Let's share. First teacher, second teacher, third teacher. First teacher gets 1, second teacher gets 1, third teacher gets 1. First teacher gets 1, second teacher gets 1, third teacher gets 1. First teacher gets 1, second teacher gets 1, third teacher gets 1. First teacher, second teacher, third teacher. How many markers did each teacher get? Count them out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job. Let's write a number sentence to go along with this equation. So, what was our total? I'm going to scoot our counters down just a bit. What was our total? What did we start with? 15. And what did we divide or share 15 markers between? Yes, 3 teachers. And what was our unknown factor? Awesome. How many markers each teacher got? How many markers did each teacher get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. What is our total called? Yes, the total is called the dividend. What was our number of groups? The divisor or the quotient? Yes, the divisor. And what was the 5 or the size of the groups? Great job. It was the quotient. Great job, you guys. In what ways does dividing remind you all of our work with multiplication? Because division and multiplication are related, and you will see how they are related in the next few lessons. What about division remind you of multiplication? It's about the size of the groups and the number of groups. Only thing is that we use a whole new different symbol. And also, our total is not the answer. Our total is what's at the beginning. When we multiply, we want to find the total. But when we divide, we already know the total, and we want to find the size of the groups. And that is what we have done here with fair share. All right, let's say that we have this drawing right here. This is how Diana arranges her star stickers. What does the 12 represent in our picture? What does 12 represent in the picture? Yes, it represents the total, how many stickers there are in all. What does 3 represent? Does it represent the number of groups? Or does it represent the size of each group? Yes, the 3 represents the number of equal groups. Great job. Now, what does 4 represent? Is it the number of groups or the size of each group? You're on fire today, scholar. It is the size of each group. Let's write a number sentence together to represent Diana's stickers, where the answer represents the size of the group. So remember, first in a division equation, we start off with our dividend. And the dividend is the total. Then we divide it by the divisor, which is the number of groups. And then that will give us our quotient, which is the size of each group. So what is our total or dividend? 12. Awesome. And what are we dividing it by? Our number of groups, 3. And that gives us a quotient of what? 4, which is the size of each group. So we have 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Could I write 12 divided by 4 equals 3? What's the difference between these two division sentences? What is the difference between 12 divided by 3 equals 4 and 12 divided by 4 equals 3? Awesome. In the first one, the answer represents the size of each group, which is what we're supposed to do. However, in the second one, the answer represents the number of groups, which is not correct. If we are writing a division sentence where the answer represents the size of the group, which number sentence should we use? Should it be 12 divided by 3 equals 4 or 12 divided by 4 equals 3? The first one. Great job, scholars. Very proud of you. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Now, let's get ready for our we-do. So for our we-do, we're going to be analyzing equations for the meaning of a solution and representing that equation with a drawing. So right now, you will only need your notebook and your pencil. Make sure you have those items in front of you. And then we will get started. Okay, Now that you have your notebook and your pencil in front of you, just like I have, I would like for everyone to write down this division problem. 8 divided by 4 equals blank. Go ahead, pause the video while you're writing, and then click play once you're ready to continue. All right, so in our problem, 8 divided by 4 equals blank. If 8 is the total, or the dividend, and 4 is the number of groups, or the divisor, then what does this unknown factor represent? Is it going to be the number of groups, or is it going to be the size of the groups? Yes, it's going to be the size of the groups. Let's draw a picture to go with this division equation. Our picture will help us find this unknown factor. And then we're going to finish and complete the equation. So we need to show 8 divided by 4. So that means that I have 8 pieces of candy and I want to share it with 4 people. So here's one person, here's the second person, the third person, and the fourth person. Let's draw circles to represent our 8 pieces of candy. We are going to fair share, which means we're going to give each person 1 until we get to our total. Count out loud with me as we draw our circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did we reach our total? Yes, we did. Our total is 8. Our number of groups is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can find our quotient, which is the size of the groups. What is the size of each group? 2. Great job, you guys. Let's try another one. And we're going to do this one right under that problem. Let's do 10 divided by 2. What does the 10 represent? Awesome, it represents the total. Or what's that division word? Dividend. And what does the 2 represent? Is it the number of groups or is it the size of the group? Yes, the number of groups. And what was that other division word that we learned today? Divisor. So now that we know that we have the total and the number of groups, what are we looking for? Number of groups or size of groups? You are on fire. Yes, the size of each group. And what is that called in division? Oh my gosh, you're awesome. It's called the quotient. So let's use fair share to show 10 divided by 2. So this time, let's pretend that we have 10 Shopkins characters that I want to share with my 2 friends. So here's my first friend, and here's my second friend. This time we're going to use triangles to show our Shopkins characters. And we're going to share equally, one at a time, between my two friends. Count out loud with me until we get to our total of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did we make it to our total? Yes, we did. Did we show that we had two groups? 1, 2. Yes, we did. So, what is our quotient or the size of the groups? 5. Great job, scholars. I am so very proud of you. Let's get ready for our quick check now. All right, my awesome mathematicians, it is now time for your quick check. I would like for you to show division as fair share. And that's what we've been doing, where we share equally between however many people or groups, and then we find the size of the groups, which is the unknown factor. Here's our problem. Mrs. Farquharson has 24 markers that she shares with 3 teachers. How many markers will each teacher get? I would like for you to use your markers or your crayons to find the quotient. Then write a division sentence to match. Always, always, always do your best. And if you need to rewind the video to see how we do fair share and write a division equation, do so while you're doing your quick check. And then when you're ready to check your work, play the video from here and we'll see how well you did. Okay, let's see how well you did. So in our problem, Mrs. Farquharson has 24 markers, and I'm going to be using my crayons again to show the total. She has 24 markers that she wants to share between 3 people. So that means that I need to fair share between this person, and this person. Let's do that now to figure out what our quotient would be. She gets 1, he gets 1, she gets 1. She gets 1, he gets 1, she gets 1. She gets 1, he gets 1, she gets 1. She gets 1, he gets 1, she gets 1. She gets 1, he gets 1, she gets 1. She gets 1, he gets 1, she gets 1. She gets 1, he gets 1, she gets 1. She gets 1, he gets 1, and she gets 1. So here I have divided my 24 counters into 3 groups. So let's write a division sentence to go along with what we did. So we always start off with our total, or what is that division word? Dividend. And we divide it by the number of groups or the size of the groups. The number of groups. And what's that division word for number of groups called? Divisor. And then we found our unknown factor, which was the size of the groups, or the quotient. So what is 24 divided by 3? What is the size of each group? Count them out loud with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your answer should have looked like this. 24 divided by 3 equals 8. If you had this answer correct, I would like for you to go ahead and give yourself 2 snaps and a dab on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, because you guys are lit. I love how well you persevered through all of this math. And I know that it's new to you, but you guys just keep on rocking. So there's no other explanation except for that you guys are lit. Now, let's see what your assignment is for today. For your you do, you are going to be completing your exit ticket, problem set, and homework assignments for Module 1, Lesson 4. So, I know for a fact that you guys are going to do an amazing job. That goes without saying, but I'm still going to wish you the best of luck. Remember, if you have any questions, to send me a message on Google Classroom or on our emails, okay? I will see you guys next week. Bye.